weight cast, so you will be able to see what's going on in the combine on the iPad with 8-minute eco.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's see how that wedge kit works. Just did the first pass. We're heading back to do the weight calibration. Right now it's saying it's running about 181 bushels to the acre dry at 26% moisture. So it's still pretty wet here.
That's what 0.1% between the two loads. We got her now.
So it looks like the monitor for corn was 8 to 11% off. So calibrated, it's saying that so far the average from the first two passes on that particular strip is 218 bushels to the acre, which is more what we like to see, especially on this farm. 180 on this farm wouldn't be good at all, especially since this is our highest yielding farm. They're gonna head out and do another calibration. We're gonna need a bigger combine. Now that we're in the middle of the strip, it's running 255. That's really good. This is 2 dumps with the combine. I think there's enough room for a 3rd dump, don't you? I can't be the only one who's thought about throwing a big old tarp in one of these things and using it as a Olympic-sized redneck swimming pool, am I right? If there's a farm to learn how it pulls full on, this is it. This is 3 dumps from the combine with plenty of room to spare. Time to see how she pulls when she's mostly loaded. Looks like we have about 37,000 pounds on. Come on, baby. It's really not much for the 82. She can handle it pretty well. At least right here she can. I just got a picture from Andrew. He's riding with Dad, and I'll pop the picture up on the screen here, but it's of the ag leader monitor, and the yield when he took the picture was running 386.7 bushels to the acre, and he said that's calibrated, which we know the yield monitor has been calibrated. We've been doing it all morning, but that's impressive. Even looking at the strip itself, it's solid green. It's gonna be a good year, folks. I can't believe this.
The moisture between the 108 day and 104 day only changed by about a percentage point.
Really?
Yep.
We've got 43,000 pounds on. It's not stuffed full, but it's full enough. Man, get yourself an agronomist who will hop in a tractor for you and pull it around underneath the combine for you. What a man. We've still got a very full load on here. I put about 19,000 pounds into Travis's wagon, which in dry bushels would work out to be around 300 bushels, 320 or so. Now these are wet bushels, so they aren't going to be super duper accurate. Dad's opening up a new strip around the highway over here, so it's kind of narrow. Don't really want to take the big wagon and tractor over there, so we're going to drive the 46 and the small Brent around the machine shed and just kind of keep an eye on him, make sure that he doesn't get full. Dad says there's a tree in the corn, so I'm gonna take the Bobcat out since the JCB is still out at Travis's place, and pick the tree up off the fence and put his shit back out of the field. 5,000 hours in this bad boy. You want up in, don't you? Come on. Got it. Atta boy.
We had the monitor set up wrong.
Oh, really?
The time we had the bean head on yet. It was cutting our yield way down.
Oh, it was cutting our yield down?
Yeah. We're running, well, we got 250 average right now, but it's bringing it up.
Really?
We were running 260, we're running 280, 290, 300 pounds.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Said that we had the yield monitor set up wrong. The monitor thought we were still running beans, so set it to the corn head, and I guess it's bumping the yield up like crazy. So he said it was running between 280 290, and it's only going up. Right here, he said he pointed to the spot right here, and he went 300, so it's pretty good. One of my future plans for the farm here is to get the power lines dug underground, because we do a lot of loading right here in the main buildings, and it's really wouldn't be that hard to snag one of them power lines. Plus, when we're loading into the bins, one time I was taking the auger down late at night, and I couldn't see well behind me. I didn't want to hit the bin, but I also didn't want to hit the power lines, but I pulled the head a little bit too far without dropping it down. You have to be really careful when you're taking it down. You have to drop it down at the right rate as you're pulling forward. And I actually snagged the bottom power line. But everything was okay. I mean, you could actually see where I had snagged it. There was a little bend in it, but I don't think it's there now. It's since straightened out. But just got the wagon loaded. Travis is going to pull it over and keep loading into the bin. Now, what we should have done was we should have harvested those beans first thing we did. That should have been the first area we had tried, so we could clear that out to get into the bins, because the way that we're doing it right now, I mean, until I'm getting more familiar with this cart, I'm not real comfortable backing in around that corner and unloading in that way. I mean, we'd knock some beans out, but then we wouldn't have to move the wagon. But until I get used to it, you know, I really don't want to try spinning down on the road and then pulling back up and then backing in there. That'll be the next priority. Is once we have the bean head on, that's going to be the next area to go, because we need to get that cleared off. So, just brought the trailer back from Case Welding, and I found an issue with the trailer. There were cracks forming in one of the back panels in the rear hopper, and he just welded a couple patches on it for right now, because I didn't feel comfortable loading it as it was. So you can't really see it under here, but this is where, actually you can see a crack right there. But he welded a patch on the other side of it, like there, and one going all the way across. So this is just a temporary solution. It's not anything to really fix it. It's going to keep getting worse, but if we can get it through this harvest, I mean, that's what I'm looking for. A true solution to this would be to cut all the rivets off on the inside and go through and replace the whole panel itself. Before, I mean, I don't know how I missed it, because one time, actually when I noticed it, I had the top open and I crawled up under here and I noticed some light coming through underneath, just right along that seam there, and looked at it. I didn't feel comfortable loading it because there's too big a gap. I was really scared of loading this thing full and then having that panel just kind of bend downward. But he said that it's an older trailer. I mean, this trailer is from 2006. And he said that about the worst thing for these trailers is to run them unloaded, because they just shake and bounce all over, and it can cause things like that to happen. So you guys were actually right, and this trailer was dog tracking, and I sent it in to get it looked at, and they fixed it, and it's pulling really well now. It's pulling really straight. At first I couldn't really tell, but what I actually noticed it, or why I had him go check it, was because I was looking at the side rail here, and you can kind of see it now still if you look straight down it. Not as bad as it used to be, but there used to be a big curve to it. It was in the shape of an S, and I'm like, I don't think it's supposed to be like that. So I had him check it, And sure enough, it was dog trekking to the side. But I don't know if that kind of stress could contribute to the fractures on the hopper or what. But live and learn, I guess. My current goal with both the truck and trailer right now is to run them as long as I can, and then trade them off on something new, upgrade. I would really, really like to have an ag hopper trailer instead of this commodity hopper, because the commodity hoppers are larger. They sit lower to the ground. The doors sit pretty low. So as it stands, I don't think I'll be able to get in down to Travis's, and I'd like to be able to take the truck up into the field down there, and that way we could load in from the field and use this to move corn between the farms, which is the reason that we're going to be using the wagon instead of the truck to move the corn between the farms this year. So, yeah, we're looking at sending some of our corn up to Boscobel this year, other than Gavilan, because there's a plant up there where they send the corn to be used for ethanol, and that is running like 10 cents higher, I guess, than Gavilan right now. So we're looking into that, and that's just kind of where we stand right now. The corn is averaging anywhere between 280 to 300, which is fantastic for this farm. It's really turning out great. Hopefully the other farms can maintain over 200 as well, but we'll just have to wait and see. I gotta go find Andrew because I set him loose with the 8235R, and the last time I saw him when I was parking the truck, he was heading that way and he was just waving at me. I mean, I don't know if he was saying sayonara or what, but there they are. Dad's filling them up right now.
And Dad made the first pass on that outside pass, and he went from the corner here over to where it starts turning is when we quit watching, and it stayed over 300 the whole time.
Really?
And that's actually calculated for dry bushels too. It's only that was running what, 21%?
So I was telling him, for the amount of bushels that we have contracted, it's gonna be a good year.
Very good year.
Crap, 263 average. %, moisture's dropping.
Yes, it is.
So Andrew's got this neat little Agfinity mobile app where he can look on his iPad and see what the combine's running at any given time. So right now, the combine's right over here. We are right there.
You can see our location.
And right now it's running 270 to the acre. He's running 2.9 miles to the hour. And then corn's running 22%.
Kind of makes it handy for knowing when you need to have the grain cart by the combine too.
Why?
Because you can kind of monitor, how well it's yielding, and you can see where he's at in the field. So like right now we can't physically see the combine, but just keeping track of that gave me a good idea of where we needed to be parked, where he was going to be full.
Mhm.
So. It's running pretty consistent.
Mm-hmm.
That is unreal.
This is where you wake up in your bed and you go, oh!
This might be like 1 in a 10-year type experience.
Mm-hmm. I mean, everything this year was just right. I think our program for nutrients was spot on, and then the rain, it was bothersome making hay, but honestly, it was optimal for.
Yes.
So although we did put in a record number of waterways, even in spots where you've never needed a waterway before, you still have pretty big washouts, unfortunately. That's just the kind of year that was. Dad just finished the strip that we're on right now. That is going to be it for today. They are calling for a little bit of rain tonight, so we're going to pull Big Red off the field and put it back into the buildings. And the fan for the dryer for the bin is not working, so Travis called up the electrician who actually installed everything on that bin to come have a look at it, and he's supposed to be here first thing in the morning. But I don't know how many bushels we've done yet. I'll have a look at the monitor once we get back. But it was a good day of running, and I am really satisfied with how things are going. The Unverfirth is running great. The adjustable spout is really, really nice. If you get a little bit too close or a little bit too far away, you can just adjust the unloading auger to where you needed it to be. So we're gonna head back into the buildings. Doing a great job, Rocket. Keep up the good work. So all in all, we harvested 4,400 bushels today, and that brings our average yield to 247.9 bushels to the acre, and the average moisture was 22.3%, not terrible. And the total area that we did was 17.8 acres. Looking at the yield monitor here, you can see that over here, the reason there's so much red is because that was before Andrew had figured out that we hadn't switched the head over to the corn head. It was still in the soybean head, so it wasn't factoring things in properly. So there is some more red right there. However, you can still see kind of the distribution of yield throughout the contour. So back in here, it was kind of like in a bad area just because there's so much turning right there. When you're going in and you're planting, the rows are like this, and they kind of cross. So there's a lot of runover corn there as far as like when they go through and spray, they have a tendency to knock more down right there, which leads to that redder area there. However, this strip over here, I would say, shows a good representation of what the field was like. And you can actually see where the sprayer tracks are through the strips. Which, even where there are sprayer tracks, I mean, for how it's yielding is still incredible. You want to have no sprayer tracks would be the best thing, but it is difficult, I know, on our contours, the way that things are set up, and with the hills, you're constantly slipping and the machine's fighting to stay uphill. So that can lead to run over corn in that situation, but that's really to be expected. Otherwise, I mean, the corn is running really, really well. Here's some more data. So our productivity was 4.6 acres to the hour. Average speed was 2.7 miles per hour. Operating time was 2 hours and 9 minutes. Distance traveled was 30,000 feet. And there is still 60 acres of corn left on this farm here, and then that is, we are 22.9% completed with this farm. As far as the corn goes, there's still lots of beans here. Things are running very well. Now, this farm did not get any fungicide on the corn, so Andrew said he's really looking forward to Travis's cornfields as well as mine, because those got fungicide along with the Y drops. So this year, I mean, it's been this has like been optimal for the corn. We've gotten enough rain right when we needed it, and the thing is that the rain was literally like at least every week. And we got a lot of rain, a lot of storms. I'm kind of surprised for how the stand is. I'm really surprised that we didn't have more downed corn than we did with all the wind and all the storms that we had gotten. Honestly, I'm shocked there. But overall, I mean, it's a great thing that for how it's running. Things are looking good, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where harvest is going to take us. So we're going to shut that down for now. We're going to hop on out. Whoa! Check out that turnaround time. The electrician's here already. Rocket, what happened to you? He's the hero we need. Right, Rocket? Brittany put a little costume on him. Poor dog. And that wraps up our first hard day of harvesting corn 2019. Now, if you made it to this point in the video, you're probably one of our more loyal followers, because this video is rather long. However, as a huge thank you to you guys, because you're probably one of our more loyal viewers if you made it to this point in the video, I just want to give you a huge thank you. Thank you for supporting us. You guys are absolutely thebomb.com, and you are some of the greatest followers that I could possibly have. And I'm really looking forward to seeing where the rest of this harvest takes us. And as a big thank you to you guys, I want to give you 25% off everything in the How Farms Work store if you made it to this point in the video with the coupon code HowFarmsWorkFan1. And go to our store, howfarmswork.com. You can save 25%. That is pretty much my profit margin. I just want to give you guys a huge thank you for supporting us. And it's been awesome being able to make videos the last few years. I'm really looking forward to seeing where the next few years take us. I'm really just overwhelmed with all the positivity and all the comments that I get on our channel. I can never really thank you guys enough. So with that, yeah, be sure to leave a comment down in the comment section as well. Along with that coupon code, we are giving away 5 How Farms Work hats in this video alone. So be sure to leave a comment down in the comment section. You guys are the greatest. Thanks for watching, and be sure to stay tuned for more How Farms Work videos. And don't forget to like this video if you want to see more How Farms Work videos in the future. Thanks for watching.